Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call to order the Commissioners' meeting for Tuesday, December 3rd, 2004, time being 1:04. I would ask that you please join me in a moment of silent prayer. If you would please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Executive session announcement.
Yes, there were two. Both were held on November 21st at approximately 11 a.m. An executive session was held with the three commissioners, the chief clerk, and the HR director regarding two open positions. The second one was held at 10:45 a.m. With the three commissioners, the chief clerk, and the CYF interim director regarding one open position. That is all.
Okay, make a motion to approve the Board of Commissioner meeting minutes for 11/19/24. May I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
I am an aye, but I think this would be an appropriate time to mention, at the November 19th meeting, there was a payment to Blair Senior Services in the amount of $184,921 that was on the consent agenda, and that is something that I would normally have abstained from, but missed seeing on the warrant list. So just wanted to note that my intention would be to abstain from that particular payment.
Okay, thank you. And good catch.
Thank you, Lori.
I am not going to go through and mention everyone, but I will make a motion to approve the budget meeting minutes that are listed on the agenda. May I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, public comment.
I'll just mention that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking that opioid money needs to be designated for some particular kind of use, at least the last one segment of the opioid money before the end of the year. And I know you appointed a committee to look into options, and the committee supposedly came up with some options for you, but you haven't had any public discussion, and I'm wondering, when's it gonna be on the agenda for a decision?
Okay, thank you. Commissioners' comments.
I would like to share that last week at the CCAP Fall Conference, which the three of us all attended, the commissioners across the state voted on CCAP's 2025 legislative priorities. This year, we're focusing on three items. First, the 911 surcharge reauthorization. We did make some progress this past year on that, but it's a temporary fix, so we are looking for a permanent solution to that issue. Second is county mental health funding, which we've also made progress on the last couple of years with commitments for $20 million additional dollars the last 2 years. However, that's a drop in the bucket compared to county's actual needs for mental health funding. And finally, vote by mail reforms.
Okay, thank you.
And in addition to that, Blair County is proud to announce that two of our commissioners are now on the board of directors for CCAP. Commissioner Burke is on there as the chair of one of the committees, and I am on there as
Regional.
District
oh
3.
yeah, I'm the District 3. I was going to say, what am I doing?
What number it
Okay, yeah, District 3 representative. So I think, and I'm not positive about this, but I believe that Blair County is the only county that has multiple representatives. I believe everybody else only has one, if any.
I think you're correct.
Okay, and believe it or not, I have no comments. If you could please run us through the consent agenda.
Sure. Resolution 537-2024 are the 8 warrants listed in item A, the 7 warrants listed in item B, the ratification of total payroll dated 11/29 for the amount of $875,200.75, the budget transfer in item D, the item for letter of support for Blair Township's LSA grant application in item E, employments, resignations, and rescinding of resignation and status changes, all from items F through I.
Just one comment, if you look at item H, as a board, we're thrilled that Sherry, who's been in the chief clerk position and who tendered her resignation to go back to Blair Planning Commission, has opted to stay with us. So we're grateful for that. She's been a breath of fresh air to the office, and I think that from our understanding through the departments in the courthouse, she's been a wonderful change. So we're grateful and pleased that she's staying with us, and I think it's going to go a long way with what our initiatives are. So from the board to you, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda. May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? All those in favor? Aye.
I'm an aye with abstentions to payments to Blair Senior Services, Hollidaysburg Borough, and Julia Burke.
So noted. Staff reports and special business, prison.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Requesting approval for the agreement between the County of Blair, Blair County Prison, and Delmar Enterprises Incorporated to provide a 2-year extended warranty for the 2 electronic key boxes that were purchased and are currently in place in our mustering room at the cost of $1,628.
I'll make a motion to approve the extended warranty for the 2 electronic key boxes as noted. May I have a second?
Second.
So just a quick question. So the 1628, is that for cover both years, or is that each year at 1628?
I believe it covers both years.
Both years, okay,
I'll get clarification for you.
okay.
It was,
We're-
go ahead. Was that budgeted?
It was not, but there's money in the budget to cover it.
So where are the key boxes?
So they're in the mustering room. They're electronic key boxes. They use a fingerprint and a passcode, and they allow us to keep some of our more sensitive keys, to keep an electronic timekeeping of them. We can run reports, see who pulled them. We can give certain people access to certain keys. So not everybody can, for example, not every person can go pull a key for the armory.
Okay.
So we're having some issues with the fingerprint reader right now, and this warranty would cover getting that fixed.
How long have we had these boxes?
Couple years.
Oh, okay. So this, because my thinking was, oh, we just got them
No, it's been
and they
a-
didn't include the warranty, and I was going to say, why wouldn't they do that?
Yeah, it's been a couple years.
Any further comments or questions? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Hearing none? Okay,
I'm requesting approval of the agreement between the County of Blair, the Blair County Prison, and N Cartel Incorporated to supply wall charging stations for the inmate tablets, wireless access points, and the Fast Case Law Library app at no cost to the county.
I'll make a motion to approve the agreement between the County of Blair and N Cartel to supply charging stations for the inmate tablets, wireless access points, and the law library application at no cost to the county. May I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Okay, I just want to say that obviously I have a little bit of experience in this area, and that for a county facility that normally has a lot less to offer individuals that are incarcerated, the ability to have tablets to be able for them to stream, movies and be able to talk to their people and things like that, it makes a big difference, and it certainly helps the management, a warden, the management of a jail. They're a good asset to have, and the fact that this is all being provided with no cost is another benefit. So, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Children and youth.
Hello.
Hello.
Today, we're requesting approval of the memorandum of understanding between the County of Blair on behalf of Blair County Children, Youth, and Families and Hollidaysburg Area School District for the Transportation Procedure Agreement as required by the Every Student Succeeds Act.
I'll make a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between CYF and the Hollidaysburg Area School District. May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Hearing none, okay?
All right, and then we're requesting approval of the transportation plan between the County of Blair, Blair County Children, Youth, and Families, and Hollidaysburg Area School District as required by Every Student Succeeds Act.
I'll make a motion to approve the transportation plan between CYF and Hollidaysburg Area School District. May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Okay.
All right, and then we're requesting approval of fiscal year 24-25 renewal of purchase of service agreement and HIPAA Business Associate Agreement between the County of Blair, Blair County Children, Youth, and Families, and Family Services Incorporated.
I'll make a motion to approve the 24-25 renewal of purchase of service agreement between the County of Blair, CYF, and Family Services. May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions?
Your purchase of service agreements are budgeted, correct?
Yes.
That's what I thought. I just want to
Yeah.
make sure.
Mhm.
Thank you.
All those in favor? Those opposed?
All right, and lastly, we're requesting approval of the fiscal year 24-25 purchase of service agreement and HIPAA Business Associate Agreement between the County of Blair, Blair County Children, Youth, and Families, and Children's Aid Programs of Somerset County.
I'll make a motion to approve the 24-25 purchase service agreement between the CYF and Children's Aid Programs of Somerset County. May I have a second?
Second.
Just a quick question, because I don't understand. So what is the aid program, since we're in Blair with Somerset? How does that?
So we use different facilities outside of our county. If we need to place in that county, then we
Okay.
use,
Okay.
but
Now
this
it
is a
makes sense.
new contract we've never placed in Somerset County, and we just recently had to do that, so.
Okay. Sorry, but thank you.
Yeah, you're fine.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Social Services.
Afternoon.
After
We're requesting approval to adopt the updated Minority and Women Business Enterprise, the MBEWB plan and policy, to promote the opportunity for full participation by minority and women business enterprises.
I'll make a motion to approve to adopt the updated Minority and Women Business Enterprise Plan and Policy to promote the opportunity for full participation by minority and women's business enterprise. May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions?
This does not preclude us from dealing with organizations that are operated by male people, does it?
It does not.
That's good. I just
So-
wanted to make sure that it really
No.
does include everybody.
Correct. So what this is another layer. This is part of our federal procurement requirements. So anytime that we expend, if our federal funds $25,000 or more, we have to specifically solicit MBs, WBs, for opportunities, for those opportunities for them to participate. It's an extra layer, but no,
Right.
it doesn't preclude, doesn't guarantee them. It's just we have to solicit and give them the opportunity.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Okay.
We're requesting approval of the submission of the Community Development Block Grant Flagged Activities Report scheduled to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development. This is a flagged activities report. It comes out typically once or twice a year. It just depends on the timing. Specifically, those were the two oldest contracts. So those are just items that were not closed out in IDIS. Like I said, those are more reports, and it is due today, so if I can get it back before 4.
So we can't balk on this one, huh?
No, I appreciate it.
All right, well, we
Yeah.
tried. I'll make a motion to approve the submission of the CDBG Flagged Activities Report to the DCED. There's a mouthful. May I have a second?
Second?
Any comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
911.
Hmm?
Okay.
Afternoon. Requesting approval of the quote dated August 12th, 2024 between the County of Blair and Genmark for the complete battery replacement of the Galaxy 5000 uninterrupted power supply system in the amount of $11,275.
I'll make a motion to approve the quote dated October 12th, 2024 between the County of Blair and Genmark for the complete battery replacement of what's listed for $11,275. May I have a second?
Second?
So that's a lot. Can you dig down into the weeds and tell us specifically what, we're talking battery replacement and uninterrupted power supply? Can you break that down for us?
So the uninterrupted power supply is what keeps the 911 center running if the power should go out and we lose total power. Then the uninterrupted power supply would pick right back up and we would still be able to function.
Don't we have a generator?
We do, but this is going to keep the computers and everything so that nothing is missed.
So the generators aren't covered by
The generators,
the generator doesn't cover the computers?
it will, but this just makes sure that the actual computers themselves don't miss anything, so that there's nothing missed with the telephones and the radios and the CAD.
So if I understand you correctly, anything that comes into the 911 center via radio, phone call, and anything that's being annotated onto a screen
Correct,
is saved,
correct.
right? So you're saying that if we don't have this, there's a potential that whatever's being
Data could be
called
lost.
in or data would be lost and
Correct.
non-recoverable. Is
Correct.
that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
And
And
is-
so, go ahead. I just know that typically there's some delay, even though it's seconds,
Right,
where a transfer switch loses power and it goes to the generator for the
Correct.
generator starts. So
This
even though we're
keeps it-
talking seconds, literally, we could lose data that may be.
correct.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
That's right. And is this budgeted?
Yes, this was budgeted.
It was budgeted
Yes,
in 2024?
yes,
And carried over to 2025 or?
yes. It was not? It should have been.
Well, okay, so if it's not budgeted, what's the source of the funding for it?
Well, we do have extra revenue that we've received from the increase and surcharge.
Seems like we're putting you on the spot. We're not. We're trying to figure out. So do you know?
Was it put in the 25 budget? Then it must have somehow got missed because we were aware that this needed done, that these batteries needed replaced.
And you may not know the answer to this question, so I'm going to say that before I ask it. But would that funding source that you're talking about, would that be able to cover the 11,275 or a portion of it, or you don't know?
It would be able to cover all of it.
Okay. So
How do you know that? I mean, right off the top of your head.
Because we received a lot more than we were expected with the projection from what we were told with the increase.
we're going to hold you to it. Okay.
Take it out of my pay.
For 24 or 25, you're expecting that increase?
We've already started to receive it. So it went into effect in April, so we should have received the first one in July.
Okay. But you're looking to purchase this now or in 25?
Well, it needs done, but I don't know that we actually have a time for them to do it. Like, I don't know if they've scheduled. I mean, we're already at the end of December, so I'm sure it probably won't get on the schedule till January to be complete, to have the work completed.
So that means that it's going to go into the 25 budget, and it's not actually there. And although we have extra money that came, thank heaven, we don't know if any of that's been earmarked for other projects, do we? Other projects, other bills, other things that it's supposed to cover? And if you got an increase, it's because somewhere along the line, it was allocated for a purpose. I mean, what was the purpose? Was it general expenses, or was it for a particular project, or what was it for? That we can say, yes, it can be applied to this, or no, the regulations don't allow us to.
It would be approved, but I 100% right now cannot say that the additional money that we had received has not all 100% been allocated, but I don't know that we don't have the money for it.
Maybe we should wait until we have the answers.
Do you think we should wait till we have the
I
answer?
do think we should wait. I also wonder, because the quote is from August 12th and is valid for 90 days, which we're beyond the 90 days. So I'm not even sure if this quote is still good. So I would like clarification on how we're paying for it and clarification that the quote is still good.
Okay, so we'll table this for further, so we can get further information, where the money's coming from, if we have the money. Also, a good point is we need to make sure that the quote is actually accurate. Obviously, this was in August, which is in this day and age a long time ago when it comes to quotes. So whether they're going to honor that or if it's going to increase. So we'll just I'll make a motion to table this until for further discussion. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, table.
Okay.
Number 2.
Number 2, requesting approval of the 1-year advanced premium service agreement between the County of Blair Department of Emergency Services and Genmark for the VA Galaxy 5000 uninterrupted power supply system in the amount of $5,484 for the period of November 1st, 2024 through October 31st, 2025.
So is this, oh wait, we have to do a motion first, sorry.
I'll make a motion to approve the Advantage Prime Service Agreement between the County of Blair Emergency Services, Genmark, for the uninterrupted power supply system for the amount listed for discussion purposes. May I have a second?
Second.
So, go ahead, you had.
So, yeah, this is the same, is this a warranty or something for
Yes.
the same thing that we were just talking about?
Yes, this is the warranty.
And was this budgeted or not?
I believed it was, but I wasn't saying that without checking.
No,
Yes.
that's good to check. It's better, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it's the warranty that'll last through the end of next.
Yeah, something should happen to it.
So let me ask this: do we have this system?
Yes, it's in the
Okay.
basement.
All right. So, all right.
Do we have to have this
Yes.
system? Why?
It's a requirement.
Under,
The state requires us to have an uninterrupted power supply.
and they don't think the generator's good enough to do that?
No.
Okay.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none. Okay.
So that one passed.
So
Number 3.
Can I just ask, I'm sorry,
go
I
ahead.
realize we already voted, but so that's independent of the batteries. It's not a warranty on the batteries that we just didn't purchase. It's a warranty on the system.
The system.
Yes, we do it
That's what
every
I was
year,
a little
yeah.
confused about. Okay.
And that's why I appreciate your clarification, because I didn't know if we were going to approve this if we didn't have it, because
Yeah.
we're tabling the first one, but since we already have it, that makes sense. So, and it is a system. Okay, number 3.
Requesting approval for payment of the invoice made outside of the county purchasing policy received by SBM Electronics for a Verint remote service call to reestablish the loss recorder connection between Verint and Motorola in the amount of $150. So our contract with SBM had expired. Don Weekland has been in negotiations with them for months, trying to get it negotiated to get it back in service. The recorder is what records telephone lines and radio, which is also a requirement. We lost connectivity. We had to have them remote in, and because obviously the contract had expired, we did not, so that's why they're requesting payment outside of the contract.
So we lost connectivity because
Yes.
the contract ended?
No, the contract has something totally different. There was some type of internet glitch or something that we lost connectivity with the recorder, and it was no longer recording our phone and radio. So when we made the emergency call to have it repaired, the bill came and they billed us. If we had our contract, it would have been covered under the contract. But our contract has expired.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the payment for the invoice for SBM Electronics to reestablish the lost recorder connection in the amount listed. May I have a second?
I'll second, but I still have questions.
As do I. So, and maybe I'm not understanding, so if you can just help me clarify. So, how did we, if you know, how did we let a contract expire?
So we are due for an upgrade, and Dawn has been negotiating back and forth with them with what will be and what won't be included in the upgrade. So we do not have a current contract with them.
Okay, so the company, even though we're in negotiations, has refused, I guess is the best word to use, to honor the fact that we've been in a contract with them and we're trying to continue, and they want to charge us money because something happened that was it our fault that the connectivity?
I honestly don't know what the actual issue was, why we lost connectivity. I don't know.
Because if it's SBM's fault that we lost connectivity, I don't think we should pay this. I know it's only $150, but I think it's a bad practice to pay for somebody else's mistake.
I think we are months out of our contract. I think it has been expired for months. And like I said, Dawn has been trying to negotiate with them to get everything that he would like to see in the upgrade put into the renewal.
So there's, again, I think, well, I'll voice a concern that I'm concerned that I don't know why we're waiting, and maybe this is the appearance is we're waiting to the last minute to negotiate a contract, and as a result of that, now we're without services or we have to pay additional funding, and that might, I'm going to want to dig into why we were unable to, what the purpose of why we're not able to be in a contract right now. And certainly we understand that most of everything that we do, especially when it comes to IT, the IT department's been pretty good at understanding where we need to be and working within the time limits allotted. So I guess my concern is just that I don't know why we haven't, where the breakdown was in the negotiation. Did we start too late? And I'm not making accusations or pointing blame on anyone. I just would like to dig into why, whether it's the company's fault or our fault, or what the stumbling block was that we find ourselves in the position that we're in right now, which again cost us additional money, which we don't really have. So
could we table this one as well? You don't know when the date of the invoice is, do you?
I do not.
Yeah, it's not listed, so I figured we don't have that. I just, my concern is, if it's our fault, if we did something, then I'm happy to pay this. But if this is something that SBM did or failed to do that messed up our connection, I don't want us to be responsible for that. And I just would like to have that information. So I would.
The invoice was dated October 31st and was due November 30th.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're not really that late.
do you may not know this, do you know when the contract was up?
I do not. It's not at the top.
Because if this was October, we're getting a bill, we're into like 2-3 months after?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, it was due Saturday.
All right. I will amend the motion. I'm going to make a motion to table it for further review and just further review. May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? All right.
So as much of that information as you can get to us would be helpful, so we can think about this then next.
And we'll reach out to IT to see what they say too, so.
So
And I
this is
guess you're-
this is actually 911 too. So this is requesting approval of a license service agreement between the County of Blair, Blair County Department of Emergency Services, and Rave Mobile Smart Safety for the Smart 911 operating system from the period of March 22nd, 2024 through March 21st, 2025 in the amount of $20,000.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the license and service agreement between the County of Blair Emergency Services and Rave Mobile Safety for the Smart 911 in the amount listed. May I have a second?
Second, I still have questions.
Fire away.
Okay. Was this one budgeted?
Yes.
I'm sorry, what?
In 25.
And it comes out of the 911 project fund.
So it's gonna, okay, so it's gonna come out of the 25 budget. Because the way it runs. Yeah, this is weird. Why? Okay. Because it was from March. So that's why I'm looking at this thinking, why is it so late?
Well, that's like, it would appear that if we had a prior contract, it expired months
Yeah.
ago. So why are we here now?
Because Mark has decided to keep this system. It was something that he had tossed back and forth about letting go, and after further review, he decided to keep the service.
I thought we talked about this during the budget, that we weren't gonna continue.
I think,
There
I
are-
thought this was one of the
There are.
ones that they were supposed to pick one or the other.
I think there was two systems.
So I don't, you know,
If I recall, my recollection is that there was a couple systems that he brought forth, and I think, and I could be wrong, but I think, I agree with Commissioner Burke, I believe that we said it was either or. So I don't know if this is both, or if this is one or the other.
So Smart 911 is the one that provides the information with callers' information when they call into the center. There's also a portion that's covered under EMA, but that is not this. This is the 911 portion. So that I don't know.
Budget, general budget?
We don't have enough information to know which one this really.
Oh, so this is the one that he chose out from the other one? Okay.
So did we discontinue the other one?
Yeah, it would have been a new system that we would, if we chose to not renew this one, we would have chose a second option.
Okay, so this is the only option?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel like you're in court?
Just as long as I don't get arrested after, I'm good.
No, they're just questions.
Okay. Any other comments or questions regarding the Smart 911 operating system? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none, it passed. Okay, thank you.
Have a great day.
Yeah. The fort.
So we are requesting approval for the contract between County of Blair on behalf of Fort Roberdeau and Lelleman Construction LLC for Phase 1 improvements to lead mine exhibit area, which will be funded by the Suter donation in the amount of $33,500.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract between the County of Blair and Fort Roberdeau.
3,500.
Yeah.
You said
3,500.
33,000.
I was going to say 3,500 and then
Okay.
in my mind it switched as I was speaking. Yeah.
All right.
So
So
Thank you.
it's $3,500.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll make a motion again to approve the contract between the County of Blair, Fort Roberdeau, and that construction company for the lead mining exhibit. And again, I will point out that it's funded by the generous donations of the Suter donation in the amount of $3,500. May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions?
We appreciate Mr. Suter. He also contributed money for the magazine. Yeah.
Yes, he's a very generous gentleman.
Yes, he's been very supportive of the fort. We appreciate that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Hearing none, it passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Highway, Paul, not Paul, but
Brian.
Good afternoon. Paul wasn't able to be here today, so he asked me to come in his place. So today I have for you, give you a little bit of background as to fund through the PennDOT Transportation Improvement Program, which is the mechanism for funding bridges by local owners. They request a community collaboration program meeting documentation for each bridge that is being requested for future funding. Also, as part of that process, Blair Planning has requested the form for each one of the bridges and a prioritized list for their consideration as it moves through the TIP process. The TIP process takes a period of time, and this would be for the 2027 through 2030 TIP. So each one of these collaboration forms asks for input from the local owner on pedestrian and bike issues, local hauling, fire protection, just a range of topics. So worked with Paul and the county staff to come up with a completed form for each one of these bridges, and we're recommending in a prioritized list order County Bridge number 81, 1, 64, 22, 8, and 48 in that order, requesting approval based upon condition and other factors such as whether it's a no outlet road and other factors similar to that. So asking at this time for ratification of those forms and sending that along in that prioritized list.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve to ratify the Community Collaboration Program meeting documentation with the TIP funding in the order that you have suggested. May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? I would just note 8th Street Bridge, and that is, did you say that was number 2 now?
That is number 2. That's your bridge number 1. It was recently inspected, determined that there had to be a weight limit placed on it. It's a higher weight limit at this point, but the concern is that will continue to deteriorate over time, and now is the time to address those issues, start requesting funding so that you're in a position where you don't get into an emergency situation or you don't substantially cause issues with shipping and the traveling public.
High traffic bridge, and this is a superstructure, correct?
It's a superstructure. In this case, the last traffic counts were 10,000 cars a day.
And some of those are trucks.
Many of those are trucks, yes,
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay, make them, well, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Paul,
Thank you.
Brian. Finance.
Right. So the first item I have for you is the review of committed funds. We do this annually along with the budget. So this is a request to reduce the amount that is in committed funds from $183,390 down to $160,186. And these are amounts left over from Valley View.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve to reduce the general fund committed funds by the amount listed from the Valley View. May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none? Okay.
All right, and the next is requesting approval to introduce the budget, which puts it out for public inspection. That includes the 2025 general fund and the reserve account budgets that are listed there for you to review. I'm definitely not going to read all of them.
Yeah, if you did, I would want a glass of water.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2025 general funds and reserve account budget introduction and introduction of the 2025 general fund and the following reserve accounts that are listed. May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? All right, thank you. And commissioners.
Okay, so we're going to do a verbal correction on this item. Should be requesting approval to waive the 2024 current year taxes and penalties on parcel number 0106-15-076 Catalyst Church in the amount of $690.92, and also parcel number 106-15-075, also Catalyst Church in the amount of $22.38.
I'll make a motion to approve to waive the 2024 tax claim fees for the Catalyst Church in the amount listed. May I have a second?
Second.
Just for clarification on this, this was a property that was a church and that was sold to another church. And there was the individuals who purchased the property was unaware that they had to claim it as a church. There seemed to be some discrepancy. There was a letter that was sent out that they did not receive. So they've requested that because it is a church and they identify that we waive it. So that's the kind of the background behind this. So any other comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed?
Nay.
One opposition. Okay. Any old business? No old business. I'll make a motion to adjourn. May I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Next Board of Commissioners meeting will be held Thursday, December 12th at 1 p.m. Thank you.